It's my parents' anniversary tonight. I really want to make something special for them, but I have no clue how to cook.
What's up? We're the High School House Singers. I'm Chef Ayden. This is Chef Keyan.
What's up, guys?
And we're going to teach you how to make pasta carbonara from scratch.
So with the pasta carbonara today, we're going to be using, these are the ingredients we're going to be using. We got all-purpose white flour, semolina flour, garlic, the Parmesan cheese. We're going to use some fresh ground pepper, fresh, salt, pancetta. We couldn't get ourselves some guanciale or whatever it's called. I can't pronounce it. I'm not Italian. So we got pancetta, eggs, and these are the tools we're going to be using. A knife, something to shred the cheese with, a roller for the dough, and then we're using a pasta roller because we don't have a pasta machine. Alright, so we're going to be making the flour for a pasta. We're going to take 7 ounces of the semolina, cast that in. Then we're going to add some of the 7 ounces of the white all-purpose flour, not bleach, just white. And you're going to want to, just take this great stuff, mix it together, get a nice even mix of the flours. And then, when you feel like, you really got it all the way through mixed, what you're going to do, we're going to take it, we're going to open it in the middle, right? Right? Watch this. This is the crazy part, right? I'm going to open it. Create this opening. And then inside that opening, we're going to crack 4 eggs. Make sure you don't get anything inside. It's okay if you break the yolks though, because we're going to mix that inside and beat the eggs. And as we're beating the eggs, we're going to slowly, ever so slowly, work the flour in. And that's going to make, a really nice uniform dough. So I'm going to wash my hands because I don't want everything. Alright, so now that we've got it, kind of getting together, it's a really rough dough, it's because it's such a simple recipe. So it's gonna, take a little bit of power, some hands, just get really to become one cohesive, happy thing. And then once we get it all together in the bowl, we're gonna take it out and put it on the table and start rolling it and kneading it into what we want. Alright, so when your dough starts looking like that, and it's one big chunk, you're going to want to get ready to knead it and take it out of the bowl and put it on the table to do that. So, my boy Ayden, with the flour, my flour boy Ayden, got the flour for the table. So now that I've got that well-floured table, take the dough down, start kneading it. You want to do this for 5 minutes until you get a really nice, really good, cohesive, not super crumbly, but not super tacky. You want it to be just, good. It should feel like the back of your palm when it's done. So nothing should stick. And you just want to keep, pushing it down, flattening it out, folding in on it. So just keep doing that for a little bit. And do that for 5 minutes. So we got our dough all done. Now we have to let it sit and just, naturally let the egg and the flour just, make love to each other and become one. So we got ourselves some saran wrap. We're going to go ahead and wrap it in that. And after we wrap it in the saran wrap, we'll just let it sit. 30 minutes is the recommended time. If you're using a pasta machine, though, you're going to want to let it sit for a little bit longer, just to let it really firm up. Nice thing with this dough, though, is that it freezes really well. So you can make a whole bunch, stick it in the freeze, and have it later. So now we're just gonna let this guy sit.
Okay, so next, we're going to be cutting the pancetta into lardon shapes. And basically what we're going to do here is cut it into 3 pieces of 3 with this knife. And the way to hold a knife is you pinch, and then you wrap your hands. It's the safest way to hold a knife. This is all you're going to do. So you're going to find these 2 lines here on either side of the meat, and you're just going to cut right into those and make it into nice thirds right there. And then once you're done with that, you're going to line them up horizontal, and you're just going to cut them into little bite-sized figurines. Just like that. And then once you're done with that, you're going to stack them all up together. And we're looking for about 1 pound of this meat here. And if you're worried about the fat actually, this part right here, it's going to caramelize and help contribute to the sauce and the flavor at the end. So don't need to worry about that. So once you just keep cutting, so you get about 1 pound, serves about 4 people.
Biggest thing here is if you can't find pancetta, that's okay. Bacon, #1 substitute. So our dough's sat for long enough, so just flouring up the bench, getting it ready, you know, get that done. Make sure your dough roller is all set and done and all powdered up because you don't want this sticking everywhere, because it totally will. Then we're going to place it down. You just want to roll them out. Just get it nice and rolled out. One big slab. And you're going to want to roll it out to, you know, whatever thickness you need for the size of noodle you want to cut. Generally, carbonara is served with more of a spaghetti style noodle. We're using a tagliatelle noodle just because it's a little bit bigger and I like it a little bit more. But yeah, you're just going to keep, you know, rotating your dough around. Maybe give it a flip, you know. Just roll her out nice. And then once you're done with that, you're going to take it to the pasta cutter and cut it up. So we got our dough flattened out nice and all floured up. This right here, this is our pasta form. This is the tagliatelle form. We're going to be using this guy. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take a little runway that you want to go. I'm going to go this way. Line it up with the dough. And it's just going to, you know, you're just rolling through and slowly going to turn it into little pasta. And you're going to find the grooves that you're following and just keep following those. And, you know, you're going to do this until you get one nice continuous noodle. Making sure you're keeping everything nice and straight. If you don't, you're going to have a whole bunch of different sized, different shaped, not so great noodles. Trying to really, you know, push it through, and there you go.
What you want to do is you want to get some vegetable oil, throw it in there, just enough to maybe cover the pan a little bit, and you want to turn your burner on at medium or so, whatever fits your bill. And what you want to do is you can take your minced garlic, grab that crap up, throw it in there, just like that. Try to get all of it, just for that maximum flavor. Boom, 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 boom. And now what you want to do is start adding your pancetta. Throw that in there. Now what you want to do, just want to make sure that you mix it so everything keeps nice and evenly cooked, evenly spread. Just like that. You want to keep doing this periodically. You want to make sure that everything is even. So once you've been cooking the pancetta for a while, you know, about 2 or so minutes before you feel like it's going to be nice and done, which is when you're going to see the brown of the fat, it's going to be caramelized, and so you're going to know that the meat is nice and ready to go. Nice and al dente. So 2 minutes before that, you're going to want to throw your pasta in to your water. You want to make sure it's on boil, and then you're going to cook that for 2 minutes. Alright, so we've got about 2 minutes out until the meat is ready to go. So we're going to start putting the noodles in there, and boom! It's beautiful. See, as you can see, the meat is starting to get a little orange, kind of brownish on the outsides, and you can see it looks like there's a lot of oil in it. It's actually the fat, and so that's going to be the main source of the sauce. And it looks very nice. It smells even better. Put a little bit of black pepper in here as well, just for a little bit of extra taste, just in case. And boom. Just gonna do a little bit of shimmying. Let it sit. Look at that. That looks beautiful.
So these are the eggs that we're going to use to make the sauce. So I'm just going to take them, break up the yolks, and get it all mixed up and ready to go. And the goal is, when you add this in, it's going to make like a custard kind of. But if you just pour this into the hot pan with everything else in it already, it's going to cook, yay. And you don't want that. You're just going to get a big old lump of scramble.
Alright, so now our noodles are finished. They're going to have that kind of nice al dente feel to it. I'm going to start adding them in. Just like that. One by one. Boom, boom.
So the water from the pasta is actually okay to get in because that has a lot of flour and starch, and that's going to firm up your sauce. So you don't have to add flour or starch to it later. We're all set. We're going to add in our eggs, and that's going to solidify and make a really good sauce. So, Ayden, you ready for some eggs?
Yeah, bro!
Alright.
Boom.
You got to keep stirring, too. If you don't keep stirring, it's going to solidify and just make, nastiness. And you don't want nastiness. You want some nice... Look at that carbonara. It's carbonara, Ayden, right? Carbonara is finito. We're going to plate it up. And... Oh, man, that smells delicious. All right, voila. Somebody, overdid the eggs a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to live with it. Your parents still going to be like, oh, my God, my kid made me some spaghetti. So, final ingredient to really seal the deal is a nice wheel of Parmesan. You take that. Great, just, enough to kill a small child.
Thanks, high school Ashlingers. My parents love this.
Don't that feel real funky, y'all?
Voila! Pasta carbonara!